In this lesson, we're going to explore a malicious type of software known as a keylogger. Now, in the world of cybersecurity, keyloggers hold a special place because of their sheer stealth and potential to cause large-scale damage. Keyloggers were originally developed by system administrators to help them troubleshoot technical problems, but over the past few decades, these tools have become weaponized by cyber criminals who want to steal your sensitive information, like usernames and passwords, directly from the keystrokes of their unsuspecting victims. So, what exactly is a keylogger? Well, a keylogger, at its core, is a piece of software or hardware that records every single keystroke that is made on a computer or mobile device. This means that every letter that is typed in, every password that is entered, and every web search that's being conducted will be captured and sent back to that threat actor without your knowledge or consent. Keyloggers are considered to be a simple yet effective mechanism that cybercriminals can use to get direct access to your personal and financial data. This can lead to potential identity theft, financial fraud, and even corporate espionage in some cases. Now, keyloggers can either be software-based or hardware-based. When you're dealing with a software-based keylogger, these are malicious programs that get installed on a victim's computer, and they're often bundled with other software or delivered through social engineering attacks like phishing and pretexting attacks. These keyloggers can also evade antivirus detection, especially if the attacker uses sophisticated evasion techniques. Now, once activated, the keylogger can operate silently in the background and capture every keystroke and then transmit it back to the remote server that's controlled by a threat actor. Now, a hardware keylogger, on the other hand, is a physical device that needs to be plugged into a computer. Usually, these will resemble a USB thumb drive, or they can be embedded within the keyboard cable itself. These are considered physical devices, and that means they're harder to deploy on a large scale, but they can be very effective for use in a more targeted attack, especially since these hardware devices are immune to software-based detection methods like anti-malware scans. When a hardware keylogger is installed on a system, the computer actually believes it's a regular keyboard, and the system has no idea that it's being victimized by the hardware keylogger. Now, keyloggers present a lot of risk to our systems and our privacy. From a personal standpoint, victims can have their usernames, passwords, credit card numbers, and other sensitive information stolen by these keyloggers, which can then lead to unauthorized bank transactions, unauthorized purchases, or full-scale identity theft. Now, from a business or corporate perspective, the stakes can be even higher, though. Employees who have unknowingly been infected with keyloggers could give away their login credentials, the contents of their confidential emails, the company's proprietary data, or even the company's strategic plans without even realizing it. These security breaches could result in financial losses, damage to the organization's reputation, legal repercussions, and a loss of their competitive advantage in the marketplace. Now, to protect your organization from keyloggers, you should ensure you perform regular updates and patches on your systems. You should rely on quality antivirus and anti-malware solutions. You should conduct phishing awareness training for all your end users. You should implement multi-factor authentication systems. You should encrypt keystrokes being sent to your systems. And you should perform physical checks of your desktops, laptops, or servers to see if a hardware-based keylogger is being used. First, you should always regularly update and patch your systems. By keeping your operating systems and software updated, your organization can ensure that known vulnerabilities are not being exploited by a keylogger. Second, you should invest in a quality antivirus or anti-malware solution. By using comprehensive security software, you'll be able to detect and quarantine any keylogging software that may be installed on your system. It's always important to conduct regular antivirus and anti-malware scans to detect any keyloggers that may have accidentally been installed since your last scan. Third, you should conduct phishing awareness training for your end users. Keyloggers are often distributed through phishing emails, so it's really important that you train all of your organization's users on how to be cautious when they're downloading attachments or clicking links from unknown or untrusted senders. Fourth, you should implement multi-factor authentication, also known as MFA. Now, if multi-factor authentication has been implemented across your enterprise network, this means that even if a keylogger was used to capture your password, the threat actor will still be unable to access the system because they require an additional verification step, such as an authenticator app code, a one-time text message, or your fingerprint or facial scan to recognize you. Fifth, you should encrypt keystrokes being sent to your systems. Some security software can protect your system by implementing keystroke encryption to scramble your typed information before sending it over to the system. This means that if the data was captured by a keylogger, it's going to be scrambled up in ciphertext and it'll become unusable to a threat actor. Sixth and finally, you should conduct physical checks to see if a hardware keylogger is being used. This is especially important when you're operating in a sensitive environment. You should always regularly inspect your system's hardware for unfamiliar devices that could contain a hardware keylogger too. So remember, a keylogger is a malicious type of software or hardware tool that can covertly record the keystrokes being made on a computer or mobile device. By understanding the risks and adopting comprehensive measures, both individuals and organizations can significantly reduce their vulnerability to these malicious tools that attempt to destroy the confidentiality of the data that we're typing into our systems.